Staying at a Disneyland hotel costs so much money. In this video, I'm gonna go over 2 options that are walking distance from Disneyland that will save you upwards of $600 a night. Hi everyone, I'm Maria Carriza. I worked in the travel industry for over 7 years, and I am here today to pass tips on to you to make sure that you can have the best vacation ever without breaking the budget. We're gonna go over 2 different hotels, their amenities, how close they are to the park, and room tours of those 2 hotels. The first one is the Hyatt House Anaheim / Convention Center. This is just a 10-minute walk across the street from the park, and it is so close that you could be able to even see fireworks from Disneyland at nighttime, depending on which room that you have at this hotel. This hotel has free parking, and it is so close to a couple of amenities that you may need, like a CVS, a Walgreens, there's a Blaze Pizza if you want to bite for lunch or for dinner, and that is a huge perk, especially if you forgot something or you need some emergency medication for the kids. We all know that at Disneyland there's gonna be so much walking to do, and that can take out the experience and just cancel out the opportunity to bring the grandparents onto the trip. The Hyatt House Anaheim actually has electric scooters that you can rent out for the day and you can take into the parks. Also, free breakfast at every single Hyatt House. Depending on when you go, breakfast may be a full spread, or it may be a little bit like my experience where it was very, very basic. There was an employee serving the food to each and every guest, and the choices were very basic, like eggs, potatoes, and sausage. There's even a cereal area if you want to pick up some fruit like oranges and bananas. There's a coffee and tea area, and even a place to make your morning toast. There's nothing fancy like French toast or pancakes as of now, but that may be different at the time when you go, depending on when you're gonna be going to the parks. Now let's go to the room. The price per night for a standard room at the Hyatt House Anaheim is about $250. For a standard room at the Hyatt Place is around $170. For each of these hotels, I booked a standard room. And in most standard rooms, there will be 2 queen beds or 1 king bed. What I really like about the standard rooms here are that they have an L-shaped or a sectional couch where there's an additional pull-out bed from the couch to sleep 2 or 3 other kids or friends. There's also a little coffee nook with a mini fridge as well as a microwave and a couple of treats if you want to make some morning coffee in your room, but you can also get that downstairs. There's a TV, so if watching TV winds you down at night, you can go ahead and pop that on. There's a dedicated desk area, so you can work from there, or the kids, if they have online schooling, can do a couple of hours of school from that area. What I was surprised about for this room was the bathroom, because the bathroom actually has a single vanity, but a lot of counter space and a lot of storage underneath. That means if there's a lot of people staying in that room, you'll have enough space and it won't be super cramped. Also, the room that you're looking at is on the 5th floor. I actually got upgraded from the standard room on the lower level to a standard room at a higher level. And what's great, since it was facing the park, I was able to actually watch the fireworks show and just look up the music for it on YouTube. Pro tip, please call ahead before you check in to see if they have any availabilities for complimentary upgrades. Most of the time, they'll be able to upgrade you, even if it's just a standard room, maybe a standard room to a higher floor with a better view, or instead of a look of the parking lot, you get a look of the park. Your chances for a better room and a better view actually increase if you're a free World of Hyatt loyalty member with them. I'll leave links to sign up for free down below. And upgrades get even better and have more of a higher chance as you gain status with World of Hyatt. I have videos all about the World of Hyatt card, so I'll link that down below and you guys can watch it right after this. With Discover Status, I haven't just been able to get upgrades every single time I stay with Hyatt, but they're really nice upgrades. Like at the Hyatt Place, the one that I'm gonna talk about right after this, it was to the biggest room that they have on the property. If you're liking this video so far, go ahead and tap the like button down below, and also feel free to subscribe. I do videos like this every single week, and the algorithm and myself will love you very much if you do it. Now let's walk down over to the Hyatt Place in Anaheim, which is, instead of about a 5 to 10 minute walk from the park, is more so a 15 to 20 minute walk from the park. I did not see electric scooters at this location like I did at the Hyatt House, but feel free to call ahead of time if that's something that's a deciding factor for your booking. Proximity-wise to anything, there's basically nothing that is immediately next to you, unlike the Hyatt house where it's a 30-second walk to a Blaze Pizza, to a CVS or a Walgreens. But if you're willing to walk and your kids are a little bit older, they can stand being able to walk longer. The CVS and the Walgreens is about an 8 to 10 minute walk, and in the other way, you'll see the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, as well as Denny's. Parking each night at this location is around $22, and you have in-and-out privileges. There's free breakfast, just like at the Hyatt house, with a very, very similar spread. The only thing that I noticed different was the potatoes. And like I said earlier, I was upgraded from the standard room to a nicer room, which is one of the bigger rooms on the property that doesn't have a bunk bed. In this style of room, there are 2 queen beds as well as a sectional couch that pulls out to be extra bedding. And I believe that if you got the same room that I did, you'll be able to comfortably fit around 7 people in the room. There's a large kitchen with a bunch of storage space, as well as a mini fridge and a microwave. But do be aware that, especially if you have so many people staying in the room and you just have that mini fridge, I would recommend that instead of getting food that's perishable, more so get snacks like chips or packaged granola bars that are non-perishable to store in the cupboards. That way, if you have any leftovers from dinner, lunch, breakfast, or even from the park, you're able to put it in the refrigerator and won't have to eat it right away. What I really liked about this place is the fact that there is a dedicated dining area that's a full-on table. This also can double as a workspace or your kid's classroom. Another thing that I liked about this room is the vanity is actually separated from the bathroom as well as the shower area. This means that if there's a lot of people in the room, someone can be taking a shower and there can be 2 or 3 other people doing their makeup, brushing their teeth in a separate area. The overall design of this room though was showing its age. This is an older property compared to the Hyatt house, and you can tell that they did remodels on about 60% of the room, but there was still 40% that was the old design. The new remodeling was the kitchen area, the living area, and the vanity, but the bathroom as well as the bedroom area just looked pretty outdated and worn out. So now that we can see both of the hotels, let's do a quick comparison. The Hyatt house is much closer to the park. It's next to a bunch of other amenities like the CVS, the Walgreens. It is also a newer property, so the dining hall, the rooms, as well as the lobby area are pretty beautiful. Also, it's a huge plus that there's free parking with in-and-out privileges. For the Hyatt Place, on the other hand, yes, it is priced at about $170 per night, but there is that $22 parking fee. For me personally, I would stay at the Hyatt house instead of the Hyatt Place because of the amenities being nicer, the room being nicer, and its close proximity to so many different things happening. I'm more than willing to pay the difference of about $40 to $60 a night just to have that convenience. On the other hand, I can actually see people choosing the Hyatt Place over the Hyatt house because of being able to get more room in those rooms. Also, if you're going to a convention at the Anaheim Convention Center, the Hyatt Place, I believe, is actually closer compared to the Hyatt house. Either way, y'all, you're gonna be saving so much money instead of staying at one of Disneyland's hotels. And what's great is if you're a World of Hyatt loyalty member, you have one of their credit cards, you can apply points to your stays and get these stays completely for free. Let me know in the comments, which hotel would you stay at? The Hyatt Place or the Hyatt house? And let me know why. Again, if you like this video and you want to see more stuff from Following Maria, feel free to go ahead and like as well as subscribe down below. The algorithm loves it and will be able to stay connected so you can get pro travel tips every single week. Also, if you want more travel tips just like these but in shorter forms, feel free to connect with me on either TikTok or Instagram. I post there almost every single day. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!